Sarah Silverman, the comedian, is furious at Caitlyn Jenner because she says that he is transphobic with the issue of trans sports. What does Caitlyn Jenner, well-known decathlete and guy on the Wheaties box and guy who now dresses up like a woman, what does he know about transvestitism and athletics? He doesn't know anything. So Sarah Silverman decides to educate him.
I saw Caitlyn Jenner saying trans girls should not play girls' sports. Caitlyn, you're a woman, right?
No.
A trans girl is a girl. She should have the same rights as cis girls. If you think a trans girl, you think a trans girl is too strong?
Yes.
What about tall girls as opposed to short girls? What
Still,
about
there's still
boys in
girls.
high school who are teeny tiny and their teammates have already hit puberty and are shaving? Why don't you just have co-ed sports divided by weight or height?
Yeah, that's the difference.
This is so dumb. They are legislating this shit without one single example of how this plays out. This is not worrying about girls' sports. Believe me, I think there are better ways to worry about girls' sports. This is not what that is. This is not worrying. This is not concern for girls' sports. It's transphobia, full stop.
Okay, virtually everything Sarah Silverman just said is wrong and is demonstrably false. There's no example of this sports issue being a problem for girls. Yes, there is. There's a very famous case working its way up the courts right now, represented by the Alliance Defending Freedom, because guess what happens when the boys play in the girls' sports? The boys virtually every time win. So there certainly is a case. Trans women are women. No, they're not. Caitlyn Jenner, you're a woman. No, she's not. Trans women should have the same rights as women. Well, they have equality under the law, but men and women are different, so they're treated differently. Okay. But she does say something that is useful and true. She says, this is not about girls' sports. And she's totally right. This is not about girls' sports. I don't care about girls' sports. I've never watched girls' sports. Maybe if the Olympics is on in the background, I guess I have seen some girls' sport. Otherwise, I have never watched. I've very rarely watched men's sports. I have not watched women's sports. I care in the sense that it's so unfair that these girls who run in track to try to get scholarships and awards lose them and don't get the scholarships and don't get the awards because some dude is faster and bigger and stronger. But generally speaking, I don't care about girls' sports. What I care about is human nature. What I care about is the relationship of my society and my politics to reality, because the left wants to divorce those things from reality, and I am pleading. I'm clawing with my fingernails. I'm saying, no, let's stick a little bit almost on reality. No, and then we fall off of the abyss, just like California is about to fall off of the United States and sink into the Pacific Ocean. Sarah Silverman says this issue of distinguishing between men and women and not letting the men play in the girls' sports, even if they wear a dress, and not letting the men go into the girls' bathroom even if they're wearing a dress, it's not about the girls' sports. You're right, it's not. It's totally not. It's about reality. The reason that I can't call Caitlyn Jenner her, the reason that I can barely call him Caitlyn, I'm sort of going back and forth on this. Should I just call him Bruce? Caitlyn is a woman's name. It's not a man's name. So if we call Caitlyn Caitlyn, aren't we in a much lesser degree than with the pronouns, but to some degree, aren't we mainstreaming this? I don't know. I'm going back. Perhaps I'll go back and forth on the names today. But if we call Caitlyn or Bruce her, my issue is not about politeness. I don't think it's polite to lie to people, so I don't, on that front, I don't think it's necessarily polite to call him her. But it's not about the sports. It's not about the way he looks. It's not about the way he talks. It is a little bit about his immigration policy, but it's a separate issue. It's just about the reality of it. I won't lie about something that fundamental, okay? I get it. Politics, there's a lot of scummy people saying a lot of things that are only slightly true or not true at all, and there's spinning and there's dishonesty, and I know that that's true in politics. I expect that of my politicians. But you can't tell me that a man is a woman, and you can't make me say that. I just won't do it. It's about much more to that than that. There's much, much more to lose. gender dysphoria is not the only body dysmorphic issue that we have going on. This gets to not just Bruce Jenner's psychological struggles. This gets not just to the social contagion where we erase the distinction between men and women. This gets to a fundamental misunderstanding of our relationship to the physical world. All right, that was a fun. Wait a second. No, not just yet. Ring that bell. Subscribe. Make sure you get notifications. I can't believe I almost got out of this chair without it. You have to do it or you won't be able to see our videos. See you next time.